Which one is better, the slant blade or the U-blade? When I first started microblading, I only used the slant blade because it was what I was most comfortable with. I was actually never really taught to use the U-blade. It wasn't until I went to an advanced microblading class that I was forced to use the U-blade because that's all there was. So, I'm gonna show you the difference between a slant blade and a U-blade and why I fell in love with the U-blade. My name is Christy and I'm the owner of Boss Brows, 4-time certified microblading artist and trainer. I'm all about sharing my tips and tricks to help other microblading artists. So if this sounds like something for you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. The shape of your blade can either be a U or oval shaped, or a slant or angle. When it comes to the configuration of your blade that you're using, always use the one that you prefer. Some people are more comfortable using the slant and others are more comfortable using the U. With the U blade, you'll only be using the tip, the side, or the other side. The U blade can be used in 2 different directions. You can move it this way or this way. It's also easier to create curved strokes. The slant blade is great for beginners because all of your pins are going to be on the skin at one time. So you can really feel when your blade is on the skin at 90 degrees. With the slant blade, it's a little harder to curve strokes, so it's better for straighter strokes. For larger slant blades, it's good for longer, straighter strokes. And for smaller slant blades, it's good for touch-ups and smaller, straighter strokes. I'm going to show you what strokes look like using the slant blade. All of your pins will be on the skin at the same time, and you'll just glide it through. It is harder to curve your strokes due to the fact that all of the pins are on the skin at the same time. You're really going to have to practice that twist method. You can definitely still curve your strokes. What you'll find is where you start your stroke, it's going to be straighter. You can only start curving your stroke once you move the blade. The slant blade works really well on these tail strokes because in the tail, the strokes tend to be straighter. So I think they work really well in the tail. In the body, where the strokes are a little more curved, you really have to twist that microblading tool to get a good curve with the slant blade. Now I'm going to show you the strokes using the U-blade. You can already see in these first 2 strokes on this eyebrow versus this eyebrow, what a difference between the curviness. Because you're only working with the tip or the side of the U-blade, you can actually make really small strokes or really long strokes. It doesn't matter. You can still also make straighter strokes with the U-blade. Personally, my favorite blade is the U-blade because I feel like it's so versatile and because it's so much easier to curve your strokes. If I had to choose one blade to use, it would definitely be the U-blade. When you're working on synthetic skin, it's a little harder to use the tip of the blade, but on human skin, it's much easier. So if you're trying to use the tip of the blade when you're working on synthetic skin and it feels like it sticks a lot, don't worry. Now I love the U-blade for these strokes right here in the body because it really does curve so nicely. Here is the brow done with the U-blade, and here is the brow done with the slant blade. Where you can really see the difference is in the front strokes where they're a little straighter with the slant blade, and then in the body. The strokes on the brow with the slant blade are a little straighter in the front and in the body. But at the end of the day, both brows still look great, the strokes were still executed properly, and the overall brows look amazing. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. Comment below and let me know which one is your favorite, the slant or the U-blade. And if you have any favorite microblading tools that you recommend, I'd love to try them. Don't forget to subscribe down at the bottom.